All right. I'm I'm following around these like retired folks, my parents in Key West right now, trying to keep up with them. Freeloading, it's nice. I tried to get them to come back. We were out on Duval Street checking out like the sunset in Key West, and I tried to get them to come back for this team call, but they're like, "We only got 20 good years left. We're gonna live it up." I'm like, "All right, you guys do your thing. I'll meet you when I'm done with the call." All right, so let's do a little recognition here. So we got Success Club. We got some people that are in the Success Club 10 this month. We got October 21st. So I posted something in the group. If you're going to do a group, if you're not really sure about like when you want to start your next 21-day challenge, I would probably recommend doing one that starts on November 9th. And then your deadline, so that's a Monday. So your deadline would be October 31st, which is a Saturday, the last day of the month, which is the last day of the 21-day fix and 21-day fix extreme challenge pack sale for $140. So I would commit to that. If you don't have a 21-day fix or a 21-day challenge or any kind of challenge group set up, I would go for that. And, worst case scenario, you do your invites. No one wants to do it. You just do the program by yourself and be proof the products work. So that's not the worst thing that could ever happen. So that's what I would do for that one. And then, okay, so let's do Success Club. We got, looks like we have 8 people that have hit Success Club 10 already. We have Morgan Breakingberry with 10, Jessica Planchon with 10, Megan Smiley with 10, Lori Sanderson, who's going to be sharing some tips with us, with 10, Allison Squires with 12, Caroline Nathan with 12, Amy Reelman with 14, and leading Team Boom with 15 Success Club points, a Team Boom from the Team Boom Men Club, Eddie Cristofano, who's also going to be sharing on this call tonight, which is pretty cool. All right, so that's Success Club. Let me see if I can find the PV. So these are the top 20, the coaches that have the top 20 personal volume points for October 8th through the 14th. So with over 270 points, we got Brenda Hassett, Noelle Walker, Cami DeCiccio, Mike DeSecco, Carrie Martabano, Laura Johnson, Crystal Buskirk. With 285, we got Maria Engel, and 292, we got Casey Beard. And then over 300, we got Sarah Santapadre, Michelle Raquisio, Lisa Controne, Elisa DeBee, Lindsay Payor, Chelsea Hugh, Lorena Madera, Nicoletta Sidowitz, Peter Reelman, Jessica Cabal. Over the 400 club, we got Shauna Valenta, Alyssa Sardelli, Danny Mullen Daraz, and myself. And then over 500, we got Reve Chantel. And over 600, we got Margaret Mackerer with 660 personal volume points. So for those of you guys that don't know what that means, like every week I kind of rattle off and recognize the coaches that the top 20 coaches that have the most volume points for the past week. And volume just comes from the orders that come from you ordering and the customers that order from you. So those are the 20 coaches that had the most volume points during the week. And so if you guys didn't know, like all the coaches on your team, all the coaches in your downline, their personal volume points, all the volume that they create, so all their personal orders and all of the customers that order from them, that's what creates your team volume. Just a little tip of the day right there. So these are the coaches that enrolled more than one coach during the week of October 8th through the 14th. And we have Nancy Nathan and Casey Bachlet. Both of them enrolled 2 coaches. Pretty sure Nancy Nathan is Caroline Nathan in disguise. All right, so that's the recognition. My mom was talking with, and I was talking with a couple of coaches. Is everything all right over there, Caroline? I'm just seeing you freaking out. You're like, Nancy? Who's Nancy Nathan? So
I'm dealing with someone here. I apologize.
no worries. I just want to make sure you're okay. Okay, so I asked some of the coaches that are not Diamond yet, but are going to be by the end of the year, I'm sure. Right, guys? Yeah. All right, cool. I asked them to get on this call because they're having a lot of success right now. They have a lot of momentum in their business. They're doing really well with kind of getting people into their challenge groups and converting their challengers to coaches. So I wanted them to get on and share like their top 1 or 2 tips with you guys, and also share like maybe 1 or 2 things that have had the biggest impact on their business or just on them personally and their growth. So I'm excited to have you guys on here, and I'm excited you guys get to hear from them, some of the emerging leaders on Team Boom. So I didn't really have an order for this. I guess we'll start with like ladies first. So Eddie, you're going to have to go last, my man, with that like sick beard you got going there. So why don't we start? I'm just kind of look here. How about we start with Donnie? You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So, hi guys. I've never talked on like a team call before, so I'm a little bit nervous.
Donnie, do you mind just like before you go, just kind of share like how long you've been a coach, like where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from Oklahoma, Oklahoma City. And then I've been a coach. I signed up the middle of May, but I didn't actually get started until the very beginning of June. So what is that, 5 months? Yeah.
And like how long did you and I, like how long were we connected, like you kind of as my customer before like finally you became a coach?
I think it was like 9 months. I mean, it was a long time.
So this is like something we always like talk about, right? Like
yeah.
You got to plant the seed and you got to be consistent. And it's going to take 6, 9, or 12 months for people to get on board. It's just kind of how it is.
Yeah. And something that you did that like I made sure that I do, and this is what, because there's Beachbody coaches everywhere, but what made you stand out for me was I became your like free customer first, basically, because I already had PiYo, but I wanted in Team Boom Fitness. And so I signed up as your customer, but I didn't buy anything from you. But anytime I had a question or I needed help with my nutrition or a workout or something like that, you always were like very quick to help me, even though like I hadn't bought anything from you. I wasn't in your challenge group.
I hadn't made a dime off of you.
No, not a penny. I mean, you know how many people would have just been like, she's not a paying customer. I'm going to push her aside, not answer any questions, So that's something that like I took very personal, and I try to do the same thing. If someone needs help, I'm going to bust my butt and help them if I can.
Yeah. Like you bought PiYo, but you didn't buy it from me.
No.
That didn't matter to me. I didn't get all like upset that I didn't make, $15 commission off of your PiYo. I could care less about $15.
Right.
I can help you get good results with PiYo or whatever else you're doing.
Yep. Exactly. So
cool.
Yep. So, okay. So I was thinking about this a lot today. So I have to get out my notebook. Okay. So my 2 top tips would be to get on Zoom calls with other coaches, whether they're just starting or they're like kind of veterans and have been in a long time, or they're right at the same place as you. I've done Zoom calls with all of the above, and you can learn so much, and just, it's another way to network. You're not networking with customers, but you're networking with your team. You're networking with your people. And so that's been huge for me, I feel. So get on the Zoom calls, schedule Zoom calls. I was scared to do it. I was terrified. I don't know anybody in here, but it makes a huge.
What would you say like to a new coach who like maybe has only talked to like the coach that personally sponsored them?
Mm-hmm.
Like what would you say to them, like if they're nervous to reach out to someone? Like what did you say when you messaged someone? Like what would you tell them to message the person?
I think I just said, hey, you want to do a Zoom call?
Right? I mean, that's honestly all you got to do.
I did. Yeah. I don't know that I said anything else. I think there were a couple that I really have kind of followed since I first became a coach, and I might have buttered them up a little bit and told them like the honest truth. Like, I think you're really inspiring. I could learn a lot from you. And that's true. That's really how I felt. So, but yeah, I think majority of the time I'm just like, you want to do a Zoom call?
Like even like just what, like 20 minutes?
Yeah,
What you
see, I
like
think
said, right?
they usually end up being longer than that because then you
Right.
start chatting and, it's like 15 minutes of business talk and then like 15, 20 minutes of just, talking.
Right.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah. So then my second tip would be that you have to have belief. I think the belief in myself was something I was missing my first like 3 months. I believed in Beachbody. I believed in the products. I believed in Shakeology. I didn't really have the belief in myself that like, I can do this. I can build a badass team. I can give people badass results. Is it okay if I cuss on this call?
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's
I was
like a PG-13 like call.
sorry. But so I was, huh?
You can curse a little bit.
Okay. But so I was missing that belief. And then once I found that, it's like there's just this fire in me because I know, my gold ships are out there. My team is out there. And I'll find them eventually as long as I keep, inviting and posting and searching and, or they'll find me. I don't know how it's going to work, but yeah, so the belief is huge. You have to have the belief in yourself. And then what I feel has had the biggest impact on my business and just on myself as a person, and this goes back to the belief, is personal development every single day. And everyone says that from the very beginning, but you have to actually do it. And I mean, I do several forms of personal development now, and I say find what works for you and do it. I hate reading personal development, but I make myself do it. I hate it though, but I make myself do it. But I listen to podcasts, for probably an hour every day because that's what really gets to me is like just hearing the words. And so I have podcasts set up all the time that I love and I listen to. And yeah, that's about it, I think.
Awesome. So like, are you doing other things while you're listening to a podcast for an hour? And
Yeah.
like, what podcast do you listen to?
Like I'm a stay-at-home mom, and one of my toddlers is in school, but then my youngest is at home. So I'll have podcasts on while I'm playing with her or while I'm doing housework. I never have them on when I'm working the business because I want that to have like 100% of my attention. But like when I'm doing the dishes or folding laundry, that's easy to do that. And then my favorite ones, or when I'm in the car taking my son to and from school, there's always a podcast on, unless like today my daughter wanted to listen to the Frozen soundtrack. So,
Pretty good personal development. That's
yes,
very inspiring.
yeah, let it go, and my favorite podcasts so far are Chalene Johnson's too. She has Build Your Tribe, which is all business stuff, but she's so smart with business. It's amazing. And then the Chalene Show, which is more geared towards like helping build up your relationships, whether it's friends or your spouse or, your significant other, or even like your teammates too. Like whenever you build your team, there's excellent stuff in there too. And then I love Shaun T's, I can't remember what it's called now, but Shaun T has a podcast that's awesome because he's like really great for making you feel like, I don't know, you just feel like you're on fire afterwards after you listen to him for like 30 minutes and like you can do anything. And he's just really good about like lifting you up and making you feel like strong and beautiful and sexy. And yeah, everyone listen to Shaun T. He's amazing.
That's your tip of the night right there. I didn't even know you had a podcast. That's pretty
it's pretty good. He doesn't post Define Your Life. That's what it's called. Define Your Life.
Define Your Life. Awesome.
Yeah, but he's pretty good. He doesn't post as much as Chalene, but yeah, his are really good too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone's muted, so how about a silent round of applause for Donnie's first appearance on a team call? I thought that was freaking amazing. Those are some really good tips.
Thank you.
Huge. Awesome.
Thanks.
You're going to have to be like a full-on like guest speaker for a full hour next time.
Oh, no. If you could like feel my heart racing like so fast right now, there's no way I'd make it.
We couldn't tell from this.
Yeah, okay, good.
Looked like you had done this many times.
No, I have not.
All right, cool. How about Vanessa?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Vanessa. I'm nervous too, Donnie, so it's okay. I'm with you. I've done Coach Basic calls and like Emerald calls and stuff, but there's a lot of heads on here. Like a lot of,
Jeopardy board.
um,
So tell them a little bit about like where you're from, kind of how long you've been a coach, a little bit of background.
I'm from Colorado. I signed as a coach July of 2013. I signed up for just like the discount. I was added into a free group. I was one of those, like when we used to send out total, like hey, I have a free fitness group on Facebook. Would you like to join me? Post. And so it was a little bit more like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Like I've never heard of that. So when I started, I was an Instagram invite. When I signed as a coach, I just paid $40 to sign as a coach. And my insanity, I was the girl that bought it off the infomercial for like the 3 payments for whatever, like $40 or whatever, because I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. I was very big. I was 180 pounds and I didn't know if I could really push play because I had bought hip hop abs and that was like way too much for me. I felt like I had 2 left feet. So that is somewhere in one of my moving boxes. I have no clue. It's been hidden for years. So my coach, she found me on Instagram, added me to the Team Boom group, and I just liked all of the positive energy, that everybody had, because my life was not positive at that time. Like my life was just a big ball of craziness. And so to have all of your guys' posts and to see like, oh my God, these people are like actually happy. Like who the heck is this happy all the time about like fitness and feeling good? So that kind of kept me motivated to keep like in the group. And then she offered the coaching to me. And I had just graduated from IIN, which is I became a holistic health coach. Sorry, I'm like so nervous right now. But
certified holistic health coach.
Certified, that's right. Certified holistic health coach. And I thought, maybe to be a coach, I have to be like really fit and I have to look a certain way.
Wait, hold on, smile. Tripp's taking a photo right now.
It's like, hey, busted Trip. But I joined as a coach just to kind of see if it was maybe something I could add to my own business. But I started just feeling like more a part of like a family, if that makes sense. Like, we all kind of got along. There was some Coach Basic groups that were like super emotional. And those coaches that were in there are coaches that I could still relate to because, there was a Coach Basics where we were like all recording videos and we're like crying, and it was definitely not the best videos that we had, but it was definitely from the heart. So when you're a coach, sometimes it doesn't matter how fast your business is going, as long as it's still going forward and you're making some type of progress. My progress was definitely with me first compared to my business. So I could say I was more like a hobby coach at first, but for me, it changed me. And I couldn't be a good coach if I was still the way I was, 2-3 years ago. So 2-3 years ago, I probably would have quit. In fact, there was about a time when I was ready to quit just because I was kind of depressed. I didn't feel connected really. And it was my own fault in the group. And Pat reached out to me one day and he was like, hey, let's get you into these like trainings and blah, blah, blah. And that definitely helped. So I never turned down. It did. It helped a lot. I never turn down the customers that have purchased something from Amazon. I get annoyed and frustrated when I've been working with them or they've called and they purchased it for 3 payments. I still help those people. I am like, Donnie, I want to help anybody I can because that person was me. That person that ordered from the infomercial like super late at night while I was like probably eating, that was me. I didn't pay for a challenge pack, and I had to do my research as a health coach to make sure Shakeology was something that I was, comfortable with promoting. So do your research, feel comfortable with it, but know that you know, we are all in this together. And once you get that, you know, inside that like one coach isn't better than the other coach, that we're all in this together, then you feel a lot more comfortable. You're able to, you know, message people, do Zoom calls so that you're able to kind of just get to know everybody, because we're all pretty cool.
Yeah, we weed out all the assholes.
Yeah, we don't deal with them. Like, but yeah, so definitely, you know, just keep an eye on those ones that do purchase from other places, because they're already believing in the product and they want it, but maybe just financially they, you know, aren't ready to fully commit that they have the $140, or they didn't want to tell you, and that's why they bought it from, you know, Amazon or from the 3 payments. And they could turn into lifers. They could turn into somebody that buys Shakeology, that wants to get, you know, supplements, that's ready for another program. So just kind of, I know it gets discouraging and you get so frustrated when they're like, man, I've been forming them for like months, you know, and they went and purchased online and they said they got a better deal, but you really don't know what, because you're not fully in their like safe circle, you know, to share what's going on with them. So you end up kind of not knowing really what their story is. So
cool. So to like recap, I guess a quick summary, your like top 2 tips would be to like new coaches or just coaches in like veteran coaches.
mm-hmm.
Like what would your top 2 tips be?
So my top 2 tips are definitely be yourself. Like find out what you like literally write down things that you are, you know, if you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you like sports, whatever that is, because a lot of the time we're struggling to find our niche and find, you know, who can we kind of relate to. You know, we want to attract all of these amazing coaches and challengers, but really who do we want? Do we want somebody who's kind of dealing with or we're overcoming issues themselves, or do you want to deal with somebody who's looking at the positive and, you know, already happy, they just need help still? So when you're putting things out there, like certain hashtags on your stuff, put it to relate just to you and be yourself, because I know for a little bit there I was trying to follow all of these coaches and trying to kind of market the way that they were, and I wasn't getting anywhere. I was feeling defeated. I felt like I was doing so much work and nothing was happening. And then it's like, you know what? I'm just going to be myself and F what anybody else says, you know, because really if they care, then if it's bothering them that much, then they'll just delete you from their Facebook or they'll unfollow you on Instagram. So for me, instead of trying to make it sound so salesy when I would post stuff, I put stories with it, and not just stories of like a weight loss or things like that. Stories of how I'm feeling. So a lot of the time, like my pictures will have like a novel, but if they're interested in me, then they'll read all the way to the bottom to find out what I'm talking about, you know, and those are the people that have come to me and said, you know, I need some help, you know, and I'm getting more traction that way compared to just, hey, you know, join my next group and things like that, like how I was before. And it all comes with like trial and error, you know, finding what works for you and finding what doesn't. But be yourself. And if you're having a hard time with finding out who you are, then personal development. You know, my goal was to try to listen to 52 audiobooks this year. I'm like in 30 some, so I'm behind, but my mind is totally different from the beginning of the year till now, you know, so all of these different, I don't have time to sit and read. If I do read, it's only like maybe 10 minutes. So I wasn't getting enough out of it. So I'm like the audiobook, like queen, like Audible is my friend. And so everybody's always calling me, asking me about, you know, hey, what do you recommend on Audible? So that is huge. It's just be yourself, be genuine with your posts, and make it about you and not just about like what you're trying to sell, because everybody can buy programs from anywhere. They are signing up for you. They aren't signing up for PIO or Insanity or, you know, the new Hammer Chisel. They are signing up for you because they can literally go anywhere online and purchase it. but they're going to stick around and they're going to want you to help them as long as you're being genuine, and authentic.
Love it.
Yeah.
Be you and F everyone else.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. That was great. So I'm going to at the end, we're going to, if you guys have questions for Donnie or Vanessa or any of the other coaches that talk, just write them down and we're going to hopefully have some time at the end to do the questions. We're going to move on to Lori from Boston. Thank you, Vanessa. That was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can follow them.
I can't follow them. I
No.
gotta go get a beer.
Really?
Sorry. Can't help it.
Okay. So I've been a coach for 2 years, and I just started to get serious in January, and that was the first time I ever hit Success Club. And I know, sad but true.
I didn't hit Success Club my first 2 years either.
It was horrible. But anyway, that's a different story. So my number one tip, I think, would be to know where you stand. I live by this bubble chart because can you see it? Amy Morgan did it. It just tells you who your coaches are, who you have.
It's like a diamond bubble chart?
So know where you stand so that you know what you have to do to get to where you want to be, I guess. So that's my first tip. My second tip is the bank account. Every week I just look at it and I add it up and I think this is what I'm going to have when I finally meet my goals. All right.
It's funny. That was what kind of pissed me off too. And for you guys that don't know what she's talking about when she says the bank account, a lot of you guys probably have one leg in your organization that's stronger than the other. And I always kind of look at that strong leg as a bank account. And even though I'm struggling to build my weak leg,
yes,
I know that strong leg is growing and growing and growing. And I think of it as kind of like a bank account that even though I can't really take advantage of all the volume that's being created in that strong leg, it's kind of accumulating in a virtual bank account that's sitting there waiting for me to take advantage of it. And it's never going to go anywhere and no one can touch it but you. And it's only going to grow and grow and grow at a faster and faster pace forever. Right. So that to me really kind of pissed me off. I'm like, this carryover account, this bank account's kind of laughing at me. And that pissed me off enough to actually be consistent and get my weak leg going. And now Lori's damn it, I'm doing it.
that damn bank account. I just sat on a platform for the train waiting to come home for 2 hours. So sucks. Anyway.
Yeah.
And then recently
community work, that's not in my vocabulary.
I know, exactly. It's horrible.
I always joke with Lori. She's like, I don't know, I can't make it to the retreat. I don't have the vacation time. I'm like, vacation time?
Vacation time.
What's vacation time mean? I don't know what that means anymore.
Horrible. So the other thing I think is to plug into the systems that everyone in Team Boom has, like the Coach Basics, the Emerald. I'm in the Dash to Diamond group. And the Dash to Diamond group forced me to really focus on my why. And your mother, Beth, I listed all these things and I said, I don't know what my why is. And she said, what do you mean you don't know? It's staring you right in the face. It was all of these things that I hated about my job. So I just wrote them down and then I wrote credit card, how much, when am I going to pay it off? How much is that going to increase my income? I just made a list of everything that I want and I look at it twice a day.
What's on your list? Do you have it there?
Yeah. So debt. So I have credit card. I have a Jeep payment, 401k loan, my mortgage. And then I don't know if you guys know, but I live on the ocean. So it gets rough in the winter. So we want to raise our house. So you have to come up with $150,000 to do this up front. So that's on my list. When I'm going to retire. And I have dates for everything. So by these dates, I have to have it completed.
What's the first thing on your list, the first date?
Credit card, March 2016.
What's next?
Mortgage,
When?
March 2017.
Then what?
Then raise my house,
When?
March 2019. And then retire October 10th, 2019.
Love it. Good stuff. Another silent round of applause. Unless do you have something else? That was it?
Oh, the only other thing I think
for it.
is personal development. So personal development, to me, I never did it. I do it now, but I also do like the exercises after. So if it tells me write down 10 things you hate, I do that immediately. And that's totally helped me. And then I've been watching a lot of videos. And then one that you had, Pat, that said Success Club points. That's not the end goal. That kind of hit with me because I've sold so many challenge packs, but I haven't followed through with my challengers. So I think it's really important to make sure that they reach their goals so that you can develop them.
So that's what that means to you. Like when you hear someone say, I didn't make that up. Like I stole that from Tommy Migrant, by the way. The whole like the end goal isn't Success Club 10. Like your end goal isn't to get 5 people to buy a challenge pack. How has that like changed your business? Like what do you do different now that you've like heard that?
So now I actually text text everyone in my challenge group daily like you do. I voice message them and they send me like amazing messages about, I can't believe you care about me this much. This is amazing. Like, thank you so much, and keeps them on track. And I never did that before. I usually just kind of threw them in a group, kind of kept up with the posts, whatever. And then they would eventually fall off. But now they're actually, and nobody would ever send me their before and after photos, the before photos. And I said, Caroline had a video that said, make them send them to because they'll probably delete them. So I do that now. And every single person has texted me their photos.
Awesome.
So it's exciting.
Hashtag 5 best friends.
That's right.
Awesome. Sweet. That was great. All right. So, Emily Bocklet, you're next. Oh, there she's back. She's back. Emily. Oh, where's Luce the Goose? I thought she was going to make a guest appearance.
She'll be here.
All right, good.
Like at her wit's end right now. I'm waiting for the crash to happen.
Nice.
Mike's at practice. So I'm Emily Bocklet. I am a in-law outlaw of Patrick's. My husband is Pat's cousin. I've been a coach since the fall of 2013. But I actually met Andrea the night I met my husband in a bar in Cortland. So I've seen the transition of the Reelman family to superstars in the Beachbody world. Even when Amy was saying, I'm never doing that.
I remember those days when she was making fun of us as coaches.
And now she's just kicking a whole lot of ass.
Yep. Planted the seeds, kept watering it for years.
Kept begging me.
So yeah, I've been a coach for almost, 2 years now, I guess, and not really worked my business until this past spring. And I can't really say for sure what the trigger was. I guess it was just really not wanting to go back to teaching, to be able to stay home with this little crazy. And so we're having fun, and there have been spurts. But so far since really starting, I've really been like working my business, and I should be diamond like tomorrow, literally.
Nice. That's awesome. Diamond.
And so I would say the 2 biggest influences that have, to my business have been what the other ladies
Big Man's going nuts in the background. I can hear him barking.
I know.
Got a full house over there.
Crazyville. So 2 biggest influences on my business are one, they've both been said already, but personal development is I believe, the like oxygen or lifeblood of our business. You're going to have spurts of success and activity in your business, but it's your personal development that's going to keep you in the right mindset that you need to be in to be successful. And everybody hears that, but I don't think until you actually feel it, do you really like get it and know. And obviously it doesn't happen until like the mental switch has flipped for you. But I wanted to kind of like describe what it feels like to be in like what I call the flow. So if you have ever like gone rafting or floated down a river, or even if you've been in an above ground pool and made whirlpools, there's like the current that happens. So being in the flow and like really riding the wave of like success, and really what it is just the energy that you're putting the energy out there for the goal that you want. And so the energy,
She gets it. She's like green with you.
she's telling the story too. So the energy that the universe is creating to get you to those goals is the flow. So you can literally feel life happening around you. And when you keep yourself in the right mindset, you need to just ride that, and you need to keep working on it to stay like riding the wave or in the current of success or whatever. But I like to just think of it as like the energy flow and being in flow with the universe. But
would you say like everything that you need to be successful with this business is already like around you? You don't notice it yet until like that shift happens because of personal development and surrounding yourself with the right people. Kind of like when you're looking at a car and you go to look at it, and then all of a sudden you see that car everywhere, and it's probably been there the whole time, but because you like have focused on that car, now you see it everywhere. Everything that you need to get that car is all around you, and it's always been there, but your mind didn't focus on it yet.
Sure, that's one thing. Or I don't know if I would say that that's the universe giving you what you're asking for, but it's literally what you think about, you bring about. And so, yeah, it's just the mental switch happening and then keeping yourself in it. And so for me, the two books that have had the biggest impact on me with that, and really like knowing when I'm in it, is You Are a Badass, for like the personal and emotional component, and really just like connecting with the universe. It's all life coaching stuff, but it's more personal development. And then the other for business specific was How to Be a Network Marketing Rockstar, because I loved that she had action items like right in there for you to do. So those two books I would highly recommend. The other biggest impact on my business has been actually like figuring out branding. And Vanessa talked about this, about just F everybody else and just do you. I don't really care what anybody thinks about me anyway. So it's not, branding for me wasn't about I'm just going to put myself out there. I guess it was more from the sense of like the immediate response of being like just doing you. That's kind of what I say all the time, is just do you. So you have to really figure out who you are, and it's not who you want to market to. It's who you actually are. So I'm a mom, which was hard for me to connect to as like the mom group at first, but it is what it is. And I'm a mom, I'm pregnant. I'm a hiker, runner, outdoorsy. So like everything that I post, every single time I post has some component of me in it. And so it doesn't have to be always laying out your big, huge story all the time, which sometimes it is. But it also you need to, another thing I like to say is like, just like you want to be a presence in your physical community, like where you live and, know your neighbors and be a good influence on your community, you need to be a presence in your social community. So when people, like your friend group, first of all, isn't big enough. So you need to be inviting, even just adding friends to your network all the time. And then your social community needs to know, like when they look at your page, we hear this all the time already, but when they look at you, do they know that you're the go-to person for health and fitness? Or is it, this person just really likes to decorate or loves food or something? So
and that's not going to happen overnight.
No, you need to continue to post and do that. So I guess then, those are my two the impacts. Come here, Liz. And so then the two tips that I have are, one, it's like so obvious, and Carl is not an idiot, but it's just literally you only have to do 3 things every single day. You need to be a product of the product, because if this business fails, I heard this quote over on Super Sunday. The business isn't a scam. You're a scam if you're not pressing play and drinking your shake every single day. So I loved it, because I always love when people are just straight up with their comments. But so you have to be a product of the product. You have to, as we are hearing on repeat, I feel like all the time, personal development. And then you need to invite, yes, this business is crazy what you can get to the moon with this business, but unless you are actually inviting, you're never going to get anywhere. That's the biggest thing I have with my coaches, and my sister's one of them, and I give her so much shit all the time. I'm like, Claire, did you do your invites today? Did you do your invites today? And that's all you have to do is just do your invites, right, Liz? Sorry, those 3. And then another huge thing for me has been coming up with what I call a dream team list of coaches. Because since I've been full throttle diamond lately, my whole invite process has kind of switched, kind of like Amy's and Sarah Olinsky's. It's not really so much, it's still obviously the challenges, because I'm getting a ton of coaches from my challenges now, because I'm doing what Lori said, and I'm actually being a good presence for them in the challenge groups. But once you start to really go with your business, you want to start building your team. And so if you have a list of people, which I like to say, create a list. Do you have a physical list of people that you want on your team? And then once you have that list, do these people know that you want them on your team? Because my emerald that I have is a friend of ours that I literally said, so I have to tell you this, but you're I need you on my team. I think you would be so good at this business. And then you just tell the truth. You tell them, you're killing it in your business. I know you want to be home eventually with children. Give them all the reasons that that they would want to do this business. And hands down, pretty much they're going to want to join you. So come up with a dream team list, and then make sure that those people on the list know that you want them and that you think they could be successful at this business. And that's all I got for you.
Love it. Did you ever feel when you kind of first became a coach that you were harassing? You felt almost like you were bugging people, when rather now you kind of feel like you want to let people know that you want them on your team? And this is kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity that you're inviting them to be a part of, and you're going to be successful with or without them, but you want them to be a part of this thing, versus when you kind of first signed up. I feel like a lot of coaches kind of feel like they're harassing people or bugging people when they're inviting them to take a look at the coaching opportunity.
Yes, and I think that I think it's the same for when you're doing regular invites too. That was something I was kind of struggling with last month. Was just not wanting to sound scammy or spammy, or just constantly clicking just a script to people. And it goes back to what they always tell us from corporate, is it's all about the relationships. And I'm kind of more like Amy Reelman in the sense that I care, I'm empathetic, I'm sympathetic as a person, but at the same time, I have great friends and a great family, and so it's almost you have to learn how to be a better person for those relationships, because you do care. I do care about all these people, but you have to kind of learn a different way through social media to express that and give your time to people. And once you do that, then the relationships are going to just kind of come on their own, and just, you'll have more challengers, and people will want to join your team because you know them now. They know you're legit and genuine. So yeah, you have to kind of foster those relationships.
And you'll find the right people.
Yes.
Your tribe, your dream team, as you call it. Like, I love that you call it your dream team list. That's great.
Well, these are people that you're choosing to work with. These are people that you are going to have to be showing the way and helping them become good leaders. So you can, my mother always says it with her Mary Kay business, you can be very choosy with the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
Because it is your business. And so you want successful people, like-minded people that you are working with.
Right.
You get to choose your team.
That's one of the nice things about it. You get to choose your team. And I think like once you make that shift from feeling like you're kind of hoping this works and you're kind of harassing people to be a part of this to, I'm going to be successful with this. It's inevitable. I'm going to find a couple good people that are my dream team that want to do this with me. And you're either in or you're out. And when you have that mentality, I think a lot of people want to be a part of something like that. They don't want to get left behind.
Yeah.
So
Pete Reelman has had that mental switch. He's not just taking any stray dogs anymore.
I don't know. I think he'll take anyone. Awesome. Cool. All right. We got two more we're going to fit in here. Is Erica on here? Yeah, Erica. All right, perfect.
All right. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm from Colorado. Vanessa is my sponsor coach. I was already using Instagram, and we kind of reconnected after many, many years of not really talking anymore. And we used to be middle school and high school friends. And we were both into health and fitness, and she had asked me if I wanted to coach, and I did not think it was for me. I didn't want to be a seller, and I thought, I'm a nutrition student, so I was like, I don't want to promote Shakeology. I don't, just eat real food. And I was kind of in that same mental state too. And then I was working at a job about a year later, and I absolutely hated it. And I kept seeing her posts, and I was like, well, I don't really know what she's doing, but she's helping people. And so I decided just to give it a shot and go for it. And then it's completely, obviously, like for most of us, it's changed into so much more. So that's kind of my story. So my two biggest tips. Don't think and just do. I think that I wanted to know all the answers to everything. I was like binging on information. I was watching every video I could watch. I was trying to make my blog perfect. I was trying to, do different filters and make my Instagram visually appealing. And I spent so much time trying to make all these things perfect and trying to overload on information, but I wasn't doing anything. Well, I did my free groups right away. And I built that, but I didn't want to sell to anyone. And then in January, I did that for about 9 months. And then in January, I was in one of Amy Morgan's groups. And it kind of sparked fire. I mean, we did like 10 invites a day and 10 reconnections a day. And it totally changed things for me. So I hit Success Club 5 the first time after doing her group. And then since then, it's just changed. So don't think and just do, stop overthinking things and just do it. I mean, I think if we are constantly thinking about how we're going to make it perfect and who we're going to reach and what I should, how I should say things, you're not doing anything. So just, the 3 vital behaviors, that has to be done immediately. Start using Facebook. I used Instagram all the time, and I did not want to post on Facebook at all. So I would post every once in a while, but I did not want to post any kind of progress photos. I didn't want to post anything. I'd go, I'd post maybe once a week or twice a week, and that was it. And I was too embarrassed, and I didn't want people to judge me and think I was a show off. And so I only posted on Instagram where I didn't know anyone. And recently I started using Facebook again, and I've been getting so many private messages. I mean, it's crazy amount of messages I've gotten just from, using Facebook more. So with that, also just to make sure that if you look at your Facebook, that people know that you are into health and fitness. They need to know that you're working out. They need to know that you're, trying to eat right, even if you're not, but you're trying. You need to be it needs to be very obvious, I think, when you go to your Facebook, because otherwise people don't know that they can go to you.
And that's going to take months, 6 months or more, Like a lot of people are going to need to see you trying to be healthy or being healthy for 6 months before they're going to look at you as someone to come to when they want to make that transition.
Yeah, totally have to be consistent. So that's that. And then my biggest impact is, as of recent, the Power of Three. I watched Becky Rosette's call, and that's changed a lot for me. So I think before I would do 10 invites, but then the next day I would do nothing. Or I would do, lots of challenge group invites, but no coach opportunity invites. So it was kind of all over the place and not really consistent anywhere. I do a lot, and then I would do nothing, and I would do a lot, and it was just up and down. So lately we've been doing, three new connections. I think that has to be number one, because your network has to grow or you're going to run out of people. So 3 new connections, 3 challenge group invites. What's that?
You said, so you connect with 3 new people every day?
Yeah.
And where are those people coming from?
They're coming from interest groups on Facebook. I go and if someone likes an interest group like you guys have taught us, then I don't send them a message first. I just add them. And if the other thing I did was I put all my posts to public, so that when they go and check out my Facebook, they kind of know what I'm about. So I did that. If they accept my request, then I just send them a message and I say, you popped up in my suggested friends. I thought maybe we'd have something in common, smiley face. That's it. And it's worked out really well so far. So interest groups, I still do Instagram also. Last night I used Amy Reelman's post that she posted about, what was her name? Anyway, it was hey, you liked my, a DM on Instagram. You liked my post about blah, 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 whatever. And then I've been sparking conversation on DMs like that, and that worked out really well. And then someone responded today, and she's like, actually, hey, I want to do the 21-day fix. Give me some information on it. So it worked out, it's really working out really well. So Instagram and interest groups. I think I ran out of, friends of friends and family. But I do the suggested tab also, and kind of look and see if there's anyone that I could kind of click with or that looks like I could relate with. Moms usually, and then I just add them, and if they accept, then I'll send them a message.
I love that suggested friends thing. And it's cool, you can sort that too. You can find suggested friends in certain cities, certain hometowns, certain current cities, certain interests. It's pretty cool. I just connected with a bunch of people that live in the towns around me.
Yeah.
And that's how Amy just commented and said that's how she gets all her people now. Mm-hmm. But to get to your suggested friends, basically you can click on when you have a friend request, and you click on that to accept them, right below that, there's a little thing that'll say people you may know, or suggested friends. And you can click on that. And then there's a couple ways to filter that. You can search for suggested friends in certain areas and things like that, which is cool. Or join local groups on Facebook. Yeah. There's a mom's group in every town or city. There's so many different types of groups in every town and city.
Yeah, I do that too. That's worked out really well too. But yeah, the Power of Three's been good, because I know I'm hitting my challengers. I'm hitting just new people in general. 3 non-Beachbody conversations, and then 3 coach opportunity conversations. So I'm kind of hitting all of it, and I seem to be getting coaches, challengers, and just regular, new people. So
it's awesome. Cool. Did you have anything else? That was it?
I don't. That's it.
All right, perfect. That was awesome. I'm going to start doing that even more now, especially now that I know it's working for you too. I thought it was just working for Amy, but I guess it's working for more than just her, which is good. Cool. All right. So we got, last but not least, we have Eddie. Round of applause for Vanessa. We're going to get Vanessa you're going to have to do, all you guys that did this call for like 5-10 minutes, you guys are going to have to do a full call one of these days. Hope you guys are okay with that for a full hour. Sorry. It's part of the job. All right. So Eddie's going to round it out here. And then I don't know if you guys can stick around for questions at the end. What time is it?
It's 9.
All right, cool.
All right. So a little about myself. My name's Eddie Cristofono. I'm from Easton, Massachusetts. It's cold up here, so that's why I have my beard. I'm a financial controller at an oil company, so I work, almost 50 hours a week, sometimes more in the winter. I lifeguard 2 mornings a week at my gym to get a free gym membership. I volunteer with 2 different organizations, and I'm, really all about Beachbody right now, and hopefully for the foreseeable future. It's a lot of fun. I've been, waking up in the morning excited to do this. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have my why up in the mirror right there. Yeah.
Anyone that doesn't have their why written down and hung up somewhere, they see it every day. You got to do that. That's a must.
Yeah. And, it really just reminds me of like why I'm doing this, why, I'm waking up at 4:30 in the morning to get my workout in and get to work early so I can do some invites, or if I'm lifeguarding in the morning, then I can get my workout done before the lifeguarding. And, that's probably one of the biggest things for me is my why. And I think I have a list of about 9 things on there, but, the number one thing is freedom. I just want to have freedom. I'm too smart to work for someone the rest of my life and just trade my time for money. Like this, it just doesn't make sense to me. It's, I gotta do my own thing and use my hustle. Yeah. I'm a zero. I'll either won't do something at all or I'll do it 100%. I'm not in between. So, working for someone else, you're kind of in that in-between state because it's not your business, but, you still need to make that paycheck. And I'm just really not about it anymore. But
you're done helping someone else build their dream.
Exactly. I want to build my own. So I've been doing this for about 8 weeks. And it's been going really well, but that's, mostly due to my upline coaches pushing me, and especially Caroline. I'm getting a lot of help. I'm getting support from my mother. When I dove right into this, I started posting right away, like right when I signed up to be a coach, because I had that belief in the product. I did P90X before in the past. So I already knew this worked. I never drank. I've been in the gym since I was 14, but I never drank protein shakes. And I started drinking Shakeology, and I was like, I kind of like this. And I had never liked anything like that before. So, really believing in the product helps because, I know we don't use the word sell here, but it makes it easy to sell because people can see that like, it's making a difference. You have more energy. You're doing more things. Since I've been doing this, everything in my life has got better. I guess I'll start with one of my tips. One of my tips is to cut the bullshit. Like I stopped hanging out with my friends for 4 hours a day after work. I still see them, but like on Friday nights, I'm not going out drinking. So I'm up early on Saturday to get my workout in and then do my invites. This time last year, like right now compared to last year, I'm probably drinking 98% less. So that's a lot. And that really helps, it gives you the energy. I don't know if the rest of you are drinkers or not, but I was, and it helps not to. And so yeah, just making sure that you make the time for this. You gotta make the time. So I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I don't drink on the weekends. I'm going to the Pats game this Sunday, so I'm sure I'll have a few then. But yeah, you got it. It's cold out there, but we'll see. Yeah, and I wrote a big list of stuff, but my 3 things were my why, the support that I've gotten from my coaches, and then my mother, and even my friends. When I first started posting, they were like, what is this kid doing? And I'd show up to hang out with my friends, and they're like, oh, it's Inspirational Eddie, and they're giving me crap about it, like, sarcastically, because we're from the Northeast. And but then 2 weeks went by, 4 weeks went by. Now this week I had 4 friends just be like, hey, like, like, do you want to go boxing? Like, what are you eating? Like, what are you doing? Like, can you get me back into shape? I'm like, yeah, join my program. Like, let's do it. And I know that's a lot of my warm market, and so that's when the invites come into play. You just definitely want to keep that momentum going. I friend request every day. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I haven't been inviting every single day, but there'll be, I say, we'll post something on Sundays. I've had the best success posting on Sundays, like while people are watching footballs, because I feel like they're looking at their phones, I guess. And then I get 80 likes. You talk to every single one of those 80 people, and then you can even friend their friends and just keep it going like that. I've had a couple challengers tell me that their boyfriends or their husbands are doing it with them. So you just got to keep networking. I haven't read the Rock Your Networking Business yet, but I'm going to. So I'm sure some of those types of things that I just said are in there. I don't know for a fact, but that's what I assume. And everyone else mentioned it, but PD, no one wants to wake up at 4:30 in the morning, but with your why and then a little bit of personal development, you'll do it. There's one in particular that I really like. It's a YouTube video by Les Brown, and your friend Craig Smith actually introduced me to Les Brown, Pat, and it's called The One. And he's just an inspirational speaker, but it has like this music in the background, and it really gets me pumped up. And I'll throw it, like if I can't get myself out of bed, I'll throw it on my phone, and I'm like, all right, now I know why I'm doing this. Like, let's get up, let's go to the gym, let's get the day started right. And that's where I've been. And also the other thing was the group that we have here. I was surrounded by a bunch of people who hated their jobs and didn't want to do anything new, and that's the exact opposite of this. Everyone likes this. Everyone likes help, getting healthier. Everyone likes helping other people. Everyone likes the idea that they're gonna make a 6-figure salary and follow their parents around in wherever vacation land you are in, Pat. And but Key West, yeah, nice. It's cold. It was 20 degrees here on Monday.
I used to live in Boston back in the day until I had a Y. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I didn't. This wasn't by mistake. Like, this was a mistake that I had 2 people from Boston. I didn't mean to make everyone on Team Boom listen to 2 Boston accents.
No.
That's a lot. That's like an overload. My bad. Sorry, guys.
They're lucky to listen to this.
It's true.
These accents.
Accents.
But yeah, and then the last thing I guess would be to just believe in the process, because every single one of these coaches wants you to do well, because the better you do, the better they're going to do. So they wouldn't tell you anything that's not going to make you successful, because the more successful you are, the more successful they're going to be. So just believe in the process. It's easy to believe in the product if you've drinking the Shakeology and done the workouts, because you see the changes. In 8 weeks I've lost, as of tonight, it's 14 pounds. And I'm on the last loop of all my belts. I'm wearing pants that I wore, in college, like when, in the skinny pants and all that. But it's I just love the product, and I always liked working out, and I like hustling. Obviously, I like to wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Sometimes staying up this late's a little tough, but other than that, I've been having a lot of fun with it, and that's another thing. I want to have fun with my job. Pat, you talked about that. It's been fun, so I want to keep it up.
Love it. All right. So I thought it'd be good to have you guys not have to listen to the same like Team Boom leaders. I want you guys to know that there's other coaches on Team Boom that are like rocking this thing, emerging leaders, I like to call them. So how about a round of applause for our Team Boom emerging leaders? Killing it, setting an example for us, and keeping a lot of the old salty dogs like myself that have been doing this for a while inspired. You guys inspire me to keep pushing hard and keep helping others and keep finding people to be in my challenge groups too. So I thank you guys for that. It's cool to have the new blood in here, keeping us fired up. All right, so we'll do 2 questions, and I hope all you guys, if you guys got to take off, I know we went over, so you guys can take off if you have to. Make sure you guys friend request these rock stars and follow what they're doing. And if you have questions that you can't get answered on the call, make sure you send them a message and ask them, or even better, set up a Zoom call with them. I'm sure that they'll be happy to do that, especially Donnie. She's all about that stuff.
I have a question for Eddie. Can I ask a question?
Yeah. We got time for like 2 questions. Let's do it.
Eddie, how would you say going to the Team Boom retreat as a brand new coach impacted your business?
Oh, I mean, it was, I swear I had a note to mention the live events, but yeah, no, it's great. Because when you go down there, you just see how successful some of these people are, and you feel the energy, and it's a lot of fun just meeting people in general. There's really no other organization that I've been a part of, except actually I was at, and sorry, that's a tangent, never mind. But, you guys are so positive that it makes it so much fun. I was at a YMCA meeting today, and everyone was also positive, so that was nice. It's the positivity, the drive, and just the ideas. You get a lot of ideas going to these live events, and not just at the training meetings, but like I said on a call like about a month ago or whenever it was, sitting by the bar or by the pool or at the beach, you're just shooting the shit and you're just trading ideas and trying to make your business better. So yeah, it's definitely, Michelle, it's definitely good to go to the live events. You see the energy, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and you get to meet like these successful coaches like Michelle, who's killing it, and you're like, she's just a down-ass girl. Like, I could do this. I could hang with her. I could do this business with her, right? It's kind of cool meeting these people that sometimes you might put on a pedestal and say, oh, like, they got something that I don't have, or there's some skilled thing. Like, every successful coach on Team Boom is just a really down-to-earth, cool person that just works hard and has been doing it for a long time and has been consistent. And you learn that when you get to meet them and get to go to these events, which is cool. All right, we got time for one more.
I have a question.
Go for it.
It's Claire. My question is, if somebody shows a little interest, what do you present to them? What sort of, do you send them to the website? Do you
A little interest in what?
Shakeology or the 21-day fix with the Shakeology. What do you hand them? They want to look at it at home. Where do you send them?
I'll let you guys that were on the call, I'll let you guys answer that.
I'll go.
Go for it.
I stick to the scripts all the time. You always want it like all the time.
I'm with the people, though. I'm with them.
Sorry?
I'm with the people.
Like
I'm
in
not
person.
on the internet with them.
All right. So if that's the case, then I would say, that's a great question. I have some really great short clips for you that I'd love to send to you. They always tell you, let the material that corporate produces speak for you. So always share your own personal experience with something, and then follow that up with, I have a great video that, speaks to the specific ingredients or how it's clinically proven to help with lowering blood sugar and cholesterol. So that's how I would answer that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And are those videos like off YouTube or off our files tab on our coach group?
I always use the ones that are in the script already, but like the ones that are Beachbody produced that are like 3 minutes tops, I think are the best ones personally.
And I have all of those videos saved on my phone, so no matter where I am, if anyone has any kind of question, I have a Shakeology video, I already have Hammer and Chisel, I have 21-day fix. So if I'm anywhere in person, because I'm kind of like deer in headlights, if someone asks me something and I don't have the information right in front of me, I'm like, well, here, let's watch this video. So that's what I would do. Put all the videos on your phone.
Okay, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And Carl Deichler has an awesome video. It's about Shakeology, and it's called "Why You Should Drink Shakeology Every Day." It's really helped me a lot.
I also keep trifold brochures that I order from Beachbody that talk about Shakeology. I keep those with me in my purse. I have a couple in my car, and I also keep Shakeology sample packs with me. I normally carry like around 3, just because if somebody wants to try it before committing to it, I like to let them try it. I ask them, what type of flavors do you like, things like that, so then I explain how to mix it. And then I give them the information on the brochure. I get their number or their Facebook so that I can keep in contact with them. But a lot of the time you already know them if you're kind of talking face to face to them. But I keep those handy all the time just because you never know who you're going to meet. I do hair, so I give them to some of my clients, like new people that I meet, so that's another way for me to do an invite.
So Claire has she's a physical therapist, and she sees patients 100 new patients every 6 weeks. So I think, Mom, for you, it would be good to have those what do you call them, the trifold pamphlets. How much do those cost?
It was like $15 or something like that, and you get like packs of like 24. Okay. So I mean, it's really not that much, and I mean, if
look like that,
you can write it off on your taxes too. But yeah. I mean, it's just a marketing thing. So it's in our online. If you go to your COO, it's going to be Coach. What is it under Coach? Marketing or something like that, like where you can buy those. You're able to buy like recipe cards, things like that, but just so that it has a name and it's showing that it's a product. I mean, it's kind of like for all you ladies, when there's a Mary Kay lady walking around, you already know that brand, but if she gives you a sample of something, when you're talking with her, you're going to remember it a little bit more because she gave it to you. She physically handed you something, so you're able to remember and you're able to try it out before committing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think the website's called teambeachbodytools.com to get that stuff.
Thank you.
But yeah, I know a lot of coaches that have built their business just walking around town with like a backpack, a bunch of trifold Shakeology pamphlets, and a bunch of Shakeology recipes. And what they do when they hand out a Shakeology recipe and the pamphlet is they always get the information from that person so they can follow up. Because you're never going to hear from that person if you just kind of send them on your way. You gotta follow up with them and ask them, how did you like Shakeology? And it's important to like kind of make sure that you tell them how to make it. And if it's someone who's local, it's even better if you like actually make their Shakeology for them. Because usually the first time someone makes Shakeology, it tastes like not that good. That's what I would do if it's someone local. I mean, if you own like your own physical therapy practice, like I would have a blender and Shakeology right there to like kind of hand out some samples so they could try it, just to get the taste, and then also like a pamphlet so they can kind of read a little bit more about it.
Good idea.
Yeah. Cool. All right. How about one more round of applause for our rock star emerging leaders? I thought that was really cool. I want to do more of that. That was awesome. Thank you again, guys. I will post the recording, and if you guys want me to like cut and kind of like splice out like just the part that you guys talked, I'm happy to do that. Just let me know. But I'll definitely post the whole recording tomorrow. Cool. All right, we went way over. Sorry, guys, but I thought it was worth it. All right, Team Boom, boom on 3, and we're out of here. 1, 2, 3. Oh! All right, later, guys. Thanks, guys. Awesome.